Welcome to Tasty's Tuesday on Christy's A+ Cooking. Today I'm going to make a Swedish apple pie in honor of Holly Scudder Chase. Her birthday was September 5th, and today, this week's show is A is for apples. I've already peeled a lot of the apples, and it took me about 8 minutes to peel in 6 of them. I'm going to use about 7 pink lady apples. And I just wanted to show you a couple of tools that are kind of handy. If you don't have one of these apple slicer and cores, they are very helpful. Very easy to use. So it cores that, and then you can just take off the peeling pretty easily. One of the most important things you need to do when you're cooking is to read the recipe completely through. I was making the apple tart yesterday in preparation for our show tomorrow, and I didn't read the entire recipe, I just read the ingredients. And it actually took almost 2.5 hours to make that recipe, and so I decided it was too time consuming. And so I switched to Swedish apple pie. It's one of my favorites. It's like a giant shortbread cookie on top of pie. So the very first thing I did is I peeled the apples. They're ready to go. And core them, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon, and you just stir them up till they're all nice and covered, and then you're going to put them in your pie pan that has been buttered. So I've got that. And now I'm going to make the topping. We're going to start with 3/4 cups of melted butter, so that's melting. I also have a cup of sugar and a cup of flour. And the recipes, you can have a 1/2 cup of nuts, which are optional. I love pecans, so I'm going to use that. And I want to show off my Pampered Chef chopper. This is my favorite tool that I have from Pampered Chef. I use it every day for something. So I'm just going to chop those nuts up really fast and easy. So my butter's all melted. And then I'm just going to add the sugar and the flour and 1 egg. This egg's kind of special. It's from my best friend's farm, Paulette Lemieux. Been saving it for this show. And you just stir it up so it's nice and smooth. It's a kind of a thin batter, so you're going to pour it on top. You can kind of see buttery goodness, and I probably chopped a little bit too much nuts, so I'm just gonna, I just kind of eyeball it. It says a 1/2 cup, but I just kind of eyeball it. And then you're just gonna pour it on top. Spread it on top, and then you're gonna bake it on 350 for 45 minutes. It is that easy. That's why I really like this recipe, and you would never believe how good it is. So this all goes in between the apples, and it's like a big giant shortbread cookie on top. Okay. Throw that in the oven. And it takes about 45 minutes. So there's Swedish apple pie. Now we just have to wait until it gets done. The pie's out of the oven, so I wanted to share two little things that I forgot to say in my first segment, and that is the kind of apples I chose were Pink Ladies because I couldn't find the Empire and Cortland apples, which are very available in Vermont, but not in Idaho. Pink Ladies are Cheryl Lodato's favorite apple. She is Lindsay's, my daughter Lindsay's mother-in-law, and also Judy Shaw shared how to keep apples from turning brown. Whether you peel them or leave the peels on when they're cut, if you soak them in 7-Up or Sprite, it'll keep them fresh. Those are the two things that I wanted to share, and now I'm going to take the pie out of the oven. And it smells divine and looks pretty tasty. I think Josh and Chelsea are in for a big surprise. See you next Tuesday on Christy's A+ Cooking. Tasty Tuesday.